All right, in this problem, we're going to find the producer surplus. Okay, again, given a price level, the P bar equal to $4, and the price supply equation in this case is going to be P is equal to S of X, which is equal to 1 plus 0.0003 X squared. Okay. So we're going to start by writing out the price supply equation, or the producer surplus equation is the integral from 0 to X bar of, this time, our price level is first minus the supply demand, or the supply equation, okay, times d of x. Okay. Again, looking at the numbers that I need to find, okay, I have my P bar, that's equal to $4. I know my price supply equation there. Okay. But again, I don't know what X bar is. But since I've been given my price level, okay, and I know the equation for this, I can find the X bar that goes with this. So again, P bar is equal to $4, okay? That's equal to my supply equation, evaluated, zeros, make sure I got enough zeros in there, at X bar. So this is S of X bar. Again, I am just looking at this middle part right here to solve. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. Okay. And that gives me that 3 is equal to 0.0003 X bar squared. Okay, now I need to divide both sides by 0.0003. And when I do that, I get 10,000 is equal to X bar squared, which tells me that X bar, okay, X bar is equal to plus or minus 100, okay? Yeah, we don't care about the negative value because we're not going to sell a negative amount of things. So my X bar is equal to 100. So the point on my price supply equation is 100, 4. Okay. Now I can go ahead, I have all the pieces that I need to put into my producer surplus. So I'm going to take the definite integral from 0 to 100 of, this time I start with 4 minus, okay, now then this price supply equation is 1 plus 0.0003 X squared dx. So I'm going to have to distribute that negative inside the parentheses, so I change the sign. Okay. And when I simplify this down, I get the integral from 0 to 100. 4 minus 1 is, this becomes 3 minus 0.0003 X squared dx. Now I can go ahead and take my antiderivative. So for 3, I'm going to take x to the 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1 minus 0.0003. And for my x term, I take x to the 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1. And I'm going to evaluate this expression at my limits of integration, 0 and 100. So when I write this in a way that I can actually start plugging things in, I have 3x for the first term, and then in the second term, 2 plus 1 is 3, so I have a 3 in the denominator, and when I divide negative 0.0003 divided by 3, that gives me negative 0.0001. Okay, so this is 3x minus 0.0001 x cubed, evaluated from 0 to 100. Okay, so now, let me put that parentheses there to make sure I've got everything taken care of. Okay, now I'm going to evaluate at my upper level of integration. That is 100. So I have 3 times 100 minus 0.0001 times 100 cubed. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to subtract off, again, my function or my expression evaluated at 0. Okay. But I can see here, this is going to be 3 times 0 minus 0.0001 times 0 cubed. Okay. So that right there, well, that's just, all of that is just equal to 0. So again, all I have to worry about is what this is equal to when x is equal to 100. So I wind up with 300 minus, and when I take 100 cubed times 0.0001, I get 300 minus 100, and again minus 0. So this is equal to 200. So our producer's surplus is equal to 200. So our producer is getting $200 more overall than he was willing to accept. So in this case, okay, where we were sitting when the price is equal to 4, okay, so at $4, he's willing to provide 100 items. So in other words, the producer is getting $400 for the items that he's selling. He's willing to take actually $200 less than that. So the producer is willing to take only $200 for his items, which is actually quite a bit. He's willing to take half as much as he's actually getting. So the producer's surplus says the producer is bringing in twice as much money as he'd be willing to accept for his items.